Whoops. Just double checking. 1 second, and then we'll bash some monsters in there. Dumb monster skulls. 1 second more. There it is. Okay. Whoops. Beautiful. Are we working and rocking and rolling here? I'm sorry about the delay. That looks good. And then last but not least, checking old Twitch. And Twitch looks good. Okay, well, now with that, let's fill up one of these old volcano bags that my camera may or may not show. Got it ready here. Some blue dream. Oops, forgot to let it run for a moment. Okay. Excuse me, I'll get ourselves some snow. At least for myself. That is done. Pop that off. Put in the old mouthpiece. Beautiful. Now we're ready to hut. Okay, I've got to go get a quest. Started this last Friday. I've, as with Monster Hunter World, being out of it for a while, takes a while to get back into it. And we'll save that urgent quest. Okay. All in the flooded forest. Haven't been there yet. Well, let's go hunt a great... Oh, wait, no, let's do the easy ones first. Get to see what it's all about, this flooded forest. Here we go. We'll go get some ingredients. CKW says, "Oh, your hair looks fantastic." Well, thank you. I think that's what you said. I'm gonna move my chat. Well, thanks, man. I can honestly say I've done nothing different with it. And that is using the same like $2 bottle of shampoo that I've used my entire adult and childhood life. I don't think I've ever owned a bottle of shampoo that cost more than, say, $5. And I don't think I've ever used a shampoo... Well, no, I can't say that. My wife used to buy consistent cheap shampoo, but that doesn't even happen anymore, as she now uses something different. But I was about to say, I don't think I've ever even used the same exact shampoo twice from bottle to bottle, but that is no longer the case. So, hair care tips from me. I've already eaten my food. I didn't listen to what that video said. Let's just go hunt some big guys. Look at these little fish. I guess I can't do anything with them. First time on this map. Adam, what's going on, man? How are you? Thanks for joining us. Enjoying some... Adam says he is bald. Well, I am sorry to hear that, Adam. Well, you know what? I say I'm sorry to hear that. You know, I hope you are so utterly comfortable with your baldness that you don't feel like it's even a thing, and that an apology would just be weird. However, that is not the case for most people who are bald, which I totally understand. It sucks going bald. It's one of those just weirdly complicated health things that you would think like, oh, it can't be that difficult of a problem, but it's rather intractable because it's a genetic thing, and a lot of genetic problems are pretty difficult to fix. Male pattern baldness. So Adam, as being bald, says he needs no shampoo nor haircuts, but that is not a choice. Well, I am sorry, Adam, that your baldness is not by choice, but the ability to never have to use, like, actually clean your hair, that is almost, I would hope, a worthy trade-off. Being a man with long hair, you know, even not taking care of it, it's not fun. So I can't imagine the people actually, you know, put in the effort to make it look nice. It's a lot of work. So Chrome Dome has its appeal. Also, I guess I'm not actually hunting Mons right now. I'm literally, I'm just exploring this map for the first time. Seeing all the sites, gathering some ingredients. Maybe snapping a few pics. That's my cat, my Palico. His name's Bum Bum. He's a pretty cool guy. You'd like him. Oh, let's F these Kelbies up. I'm surprised at how much like Monster Hunter World it manages to still feel, being on the Switch. I remember killing a lot of Kelbies in Monster Hunter World. Hoping to get those horns like those.
Making steady progress.
Trick Toad. I'm not sure if taking a picture of anything has any use or not, but I've been doing it, you know, for reasons. Oh, hello.
What have we here?
Adam, following up, says, going bald was hard, but once you give in, it's the best. It makes you feel like, damn, body, you got to concentrate on keeping alive so hard, I can't grow hair anymore. What an amazing attitude, by the way, Adam. I love that, like, idea that your body is working so hard on other things that it can't even be bothered to care about your hair, but that it's working on things to keep you alive. Your body's a good dude. Like, it's working out for you. It's, you know, it's looking out for your best interests because it is your best interests. Although I'm listening to Ed Yoon, the science writer for the Atlantic's book, We Contain Multitudes, which is about microbes. And it is, you know, even more of an example that we are not who we think we are, and that we are mostly just a bunch of biological processes, and that the things that we even consider, you know, the intrinsic parts of us that are human, don't even necessarily factor into all of our decision making. We are so subtly influenced by our microbes living inside of us that, you know, it's hard to tell who's in charge sometimes. Or at least according to Ed Yoon in his book. But he's a cool dude, so you should trust him. Killed a lot of Jagras, however you say these guys' names before. It's like comfort food, killing these little velociraptor-looking guys. Almost done with our first bag here. Back on my boy, my dog.
Mine now.
Oh, I heard a big scary sounding monster. Gathering up that honey. Oh, I guess I still have my little quest to slay mini-mons, so might as well take these guys out. Oh, let's just, you know, have some fun. Give a little more expensive. Oh, bummer. Little asshole poisoned me. Well, there we go. Yeti King, welcome back, man.
Have we
So good to see you. How have you been? Thanks for joining us again.
All right, let's see what we have.
And Yeti King, remind me, you live,
What do we have
Jesus,
here?
this has been a while. North Carolina? Or am I just totally, totally mistaken? Maybe East Coast. Have I seen the new Baldur's Gate? Asks Yeti King. And the answer is a little bit. I haven't been like super paying attention to what's going on with the new Baldur's Gate. I know people are super excited for it. I did not grow up on the CRPG PC genre, so the like classic CRPG franchises, when one gets announced, doesn't really super get my my attention up. But I also just try not to pay attention to any like news about what is coming out in terms of games, especially coverage. I hate trailers. I hate all that kind of stuff. The older I get, the more I just prefer to be totally surprised about things. But it does suck because I do love going to the movies, and I do love being sort of informed on the hobbies. But I also think that media for said hobbies can be, I don't know. Well, just see something like
Carve, carve, carve.
Cyberpunk for why you don't need to watch trailers or read previews or generally pay attention to a game before it comes out in any way, shape, or form. But tell me though, Yeti, King Yeti. Oh, Arkansas. I am sorry, by the way. Closer than I, not shamefully far off. But tell me about Baldur's Gate
What have
3, right? Is that correct? Yeti King, were you a Baldur's Gate fan of yore? And also, I am genuinely curious because I don't really 100% get it. What is the relationship between Baldur's Gate and Dungeons and Dragons? Is it it's just like a location in, because it is a specifically dungeon like in that universe, right? Then again, I don't know enough about Dungeons and Dragons for this to be even your answer to be. I don't know if it'll even
all
but
right, let's see what we have.
I've never understood, like, some things are Dungeons and Dragons and then some things are just inspired by. But I think Baldur's Gate is. I guess it's just a big enough universe that a lot of shit can fit in there. Including, I remember back when in my board game days, a super popular beginner board game was a very pleasant worker placement style board game with the Dungeons and Dragons themes called Lords of Waterdeep. Anyways, I gotta go collect some whatever simple prisms. I've been neglecting my simple prism harvesting duties while collecting everything else.
Anything I can use in here?
Oh, little kitty cats. Eric, welcome back, Eric. How are you doing, man? Good to see you again. Thanks for hanging out. King Yeti says that he saw some gameplay, which is the stuff that you do want to watch if you are gonna, watch trailers. Even, although that stuff can be misleading, and also not saying that the only reason you shouldn't watch or that I don't watch, footage and trailers and that kind of stuff is because I think people are always misleading. It's also just because I prefer to be genuinely surprised. But no hate to anybody who enjoys their trailers. They are slickly, prepared and usually pretty intriguing.
Anything I can
Oh.
use in here?
I see. Thank you, Yeti King, for filling us in on exactly how the shit, I'm already lost track of what we're talking about. Baldur's Gate ties into Dungeons and Dragons. Man, I do think it's wonderful how Dungeons and Dragons is actually. I think it's truly wonderful how all of the stuff that when I was much younger was the stuff in the domain of hyper nerds or what were perceived as hyper nerds are now incredibly popular, more popular than they ever were at the time. Speaking explicitly to Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, it's just kind of fascinating, but maybe also points to the fact that nothing actually dies anymore. If a property was incredibly popular at one point, well, chances are some savvy marketer can get it to be popular again.
Mine now.
Why make that investment and try and make something new when, that audience interest is already there in something nice and old and familiar? Again, not talking shit about Baldur's Gate in any way, shape, or form. Here I am playing another Monster Hunter game. We love familiar things, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Neat. Yeti King says he has never played any D&D or Magic. So had you played any other Baldur's Gate? I mean, are you familiar with the Baldur's Gate franchise from before? And if so, what got you interested in it? If it wasn't Dungeons and Dragons. Still getting used to the intricacies of the little wire bug system. It's pretty great, actually. And one of those things that you keep thinking, oh, you can do way more with it than you first expected when it was introduced to you. But I'm still not exactly any good at it, but I still think it's pretty cool. It's the traversal system that you've seen me throwing about like this. Which, neat. That you can kind of do that anywhere. Makes these maps very, very vertical instead of the big sort of planes that they were before. And a lot of places for things to be hidden, shortcut areas, and the like. Oh, hello. Yeti King says that he sold in drugs in high school, so that's what I was into. Oh. Well, I imagine that a lot of pot dealers in a lot of high schools got a lot of people into Dungeons and Dragons, which is, almost a rite of passage at this point. I guess I need to eat something because my stamina bar's pretty low there. Dig up some bones. Oh, Yeti King, and yes, you are not even referring to the Dark Alliance. The Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games are not the CRPGs of classics that I'm thinking of. They're the ones that were on like the fifth generation of consoles, like you're saying. They were the co-op action RPGs, right? There were like two of them. If I'm thinking of the same thing. I also adored those, like many people. We got a big scary guy. He wants to fight. I'm not here to fight, big guy. We ain't got to do this. Oh, bollocks. Man, so many of those games from that, I often wonder the games that we hold in such high regard, the ones that we fell in love with when we were in high school or in the college dorms. Which one of those were genuinely great, and which ones of those were the product of the era? And I don't know if it's ever impossible to disentangle the two. And also, Halo will always be great. Like, you know, there was a time in my life that I enjoyed playing Risk, for example. And that is an objectively terrible game. But I had no, you know, I enjoyed the hell out of playing it, even at an older age. And it was mostly just because of the circumstances and lack of knowledge of what else is out there. And if I had never played anything else, would I have still thought Risk was a great game? You know, board game. I don't know. I don't even know what point I'm trying to make. Baldur's Gate. It's great. Always be great. Everything you played when you were young. Amazing. I guess I'm going to try to fight this guy because I've already done so much damage to him at this point. It's like, why not, brah? Well, if he's going to run away, that's my chance. Yeti Kings has asked if I've played Red Alert, meaning Command and Conquer. If so, I have played some Command and Conquer games. I don't think I've ever actually played Red Alert 1 or 2 or the remake, but I've played Command and Conquer and its peers. Never seriously, but I respect them as games. How about yourself? Are you a Red Alert fan? Eat. Yes. Well, now we're in sunk cost fallacy territory. I've gone too far. I've already beaten this guy up too much. I can't just, you know, back out of this fight now. I certainly have to get this material he dropped. Oh, you bastard, man. Oop, time to board him. Yeehaw. All right, big guy, let's launch. Let's launch. Let's launch. That's a fun new mechanic. You get to, you do certain kind of weird damage to the guys, and then you get this brand new riding mechanic. It's usually more fun to make the monsters fight each other, which is a cool thing you can do, but I didn't see anybody around, and really want to take care of this guy pretty quickly here, so. Yeti King, you hated Command and Conquer. Ah, okay. Well, was it, oh, he was one of those pushy guys that was like, you know, this is the game I'm playing. All right, crew, this is what we're all going to be playing now. So let's all get a Voodoo 3 here and play some Red Alert. I don't care how much you love Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I'm into Command and Conquer. Well, Yeti King, your homeboy doesn't sound like much of a homeboy. He sounds like an ass. But I'm also a pushy friend, too. That's always like, guys, you have to try this, you have to try this. So I've got a little bit of sympathy for him. Okay, let's fight this big guy here again. Oh, that's normal ammo 3. This is the good shit I'm using on him now. I forgot to bring capturing stuff. Well, I didn't forget to bring it. I just didn't because, I guess I can go back to my base and get it if I really want it. You can either capture the monsters or kill them. You know, I'm a compassionate guy. I want to capture. It's not just because they give you even more little baubles. Which, you know, it does seem weird that you can extract more resources from them alive than dead. There's maybe some perverse implications there, but, you know, I'm not going to complain. If capturing it alive gives me an extra little scale or whatever. Oh, he's all injured now. Well, let's just finish his ass off if we can. First Last, welcome back! First Last said that they found him naked in the front yard this morning. Oh no, First Last. Who is they? And how did you end up in that situation, if you don't mind me asking? Hopefully they were not the police, and, you know, hopefully whoever it was had a towel handy. Or your clothes. Or a key to your front door. Is that also your first time naked in the front yard? Certainly not mine. We're gonna have one of these assholes hunted before we even had to. Although I've used up so much good ammo, man. He's expensive beastie to fight. It's okay. You can give up the ghost here, big guy. You can. There. Good night, sweet prince. Good night. You fought valiantly. But I want your parts now. You fought valiantly, but I want all your meaty bits. Oh no! You bastards! Almost didn't get to fit my spongy hide. Boy, I better finish this mission up. Before... Well, I guess I can always just teleport back. I keep forgetting that's an option. Let's do that. First Class, I'm still curious. What happened? How did they find you? What was the situation? You know, I'm grateful that you're still with us, man. Let's transfer some of this stuff. Item box, manage equipment loadouts. Oh, not equipment loadouts. Manage items, item loadouts. Insufficient items. What? Eric Nephron says, did you know that was from Hamlet? First Last's line? If not, I did not. I am pretty ignorant on my Shakespeare. And bizarrely proud of it. Of my lack of Shakespeare knowledge. I take a disgusting amount of pleasure in the fact that I don't know shit about Taming of the Shrew. A Midsummer Night's what? King who now? Now, if you excuse me, I have a dog to ride. And some simple prisms to find. Sick toadstool. Hell yeah, some flow fern.
Give me some of that sweet ore.
Give me some of that. Oh, good night, sweet prince. Oh, did I know that was from Hamlet? No. But am I at all surprised? No. That Billy was known for, you know, being able to turn a pretty sweet phrase. Not only was he known for being able to turn a sweet phrase, but the dude was also known for If he couldn't come up with a sweet phrase to concoct with words that had already existed, well, by God, he was just going to make up one of his own, which, I also admire. But I also just don't feel like everybody needs to read William Shakespeare to have some kind of understanding about English literature or English writing, where I think that's such a bizarre notion. You can appreciate the written word just fine without having to read the things that people told you needed to read. I sound very defensive.
Give me some of that sweet ore.
Give me some of that sweet, sweet ore. First last, thank you for filling us in. Gives us the story of the lying naked up on his front porch. He was in a motel smoking CBD out of a crushed can and passed out. The cops found him naked and covered in blood, as one is. I mean, if you're going to be found passed out naked, the chances that there's going to be some blood is, not in, it's not, it's certainly not zero. So First Last says he's a stay-at-home grandson, which that's very cute. I'm glad. I'm sure Meemaw and Peepaw love to have you there. I'm a stay-at-home. I'm not even a grandson. I'm just a stay-at-home sort of state ward of the state. I just let the my fellow rabble take care of me with their hard-earned tax dollars. And First Last says that he was at the McDonald's drunk, trying to fight the staff, as one does at McDonald's, especially when they don't make your goddamn McFlurry fast enough. If anything deserves a bloody lip, it's not getting that McFlurry out fast enough, or spicy McNuggets, or whatever it is that the kids love at the Mickey D's this day. Is it still Rick and Morty? Is that what the kids still love at McDonald's? Is that over with?
Good job. Nothing to it.
Eric Nephron says, I love the way his quote seeps into our language without our knowing. The Bible too. Yes. Oh, yes. So many of our expressions are derived from great literary traditions, whether we realize it or not. Not just the specific words, but also the tropes and sort of themes we infuse our stories with. People don't even realize that they just remake the Christ rebirth story over and over again. It's just that sort of boiled into us, or burned into our psyches from such a young age that we don't even realize that we play into these same tropes over and over again. Just like language. It's the power of a good story and the power of a good word. Although I do worry about language in some ways, like, there's the very encouraging, or, well, not encouraging, it's a weird way to frame it, but we know that, or we have a pretty good notion. Every time I say we know, what does that mean? There's no such thing as knowing anything. Anybody who says that they, especially on a science-related thing with somebody, the more certainty somebody has, the less you should trust them. But anyways, neither here nor there. We have a pretty good idea that words allow us to form concepts of things that if we did not have language, we actually could not form that abstract concept. Meaning that the words are required to understand a thing. Like, you couldn't just understand something pictorially or by visual metaphor. You'd have to have language to do it. so we understand that language gives us the ability to make things that aren't necessarily real or abstract concrete. But also, I think probably definitely has the inverse of that, where allows us to create, believe that we have created concepts and ideas and things, or perceive ideas, concepts, abstract notions that exist when they don't, which can lead you to a lot of, I'm guessing, biases and heuristics, but probably just the consequence of language. And unless you have some kind of language that's more like programming and takes as much abstraction out of it as possible, you're going to have, all kinds of weird consequences of language. Weird. We shouldn't be talking about this. We should be talking about hunting monsters, which is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to hunt a monster. I keep forgetting that. It's been a while. I do have another bag I have to do. We'll get to that. What am I going to do? Spongy Oasis? No. Ladies of the Lake. Let's do some Ladies of the Lake. Crafting list. I guess I need some kind of ammos. Like, dog, you don't got enough of this. Oh, I got a message here. Actually, this is the rudest thing I've ever done. I'm gonna